Every morning, long before the sun climbed into the sky, Maria cried in silence. Her sobs were a quiet secret, never loud enough for the world to hear, and certainly not loud enough for her children to notice. She cried while tying the laces on her worn-out shoes, while stirring a thin porridge in a dented pot, and while counting the few coins that never seemed to add up. Maria was a single mother of three: Daniel, Ruth, and Samuel. The weight of their world rested entirely on her slender shoulders. Their small wooden house, much like Maria's life, leaned slightly to one side, always teetering on the edge of collapse, but somehow, miraculously, still standing. The roof dripped with every rainfall. The walls were papered with memories of both hunger and hope, and the dinner table often held more prayers than it did food. There were many nights when Maria would pretend she wasn't hungry. "I already ate," she'd say, forcing a gentle smile. Her children, wise beyond their years, knew the truth, but never challenged her. Instead, they would silently divide their small portions. A single piece of bread would be broken into 4 equal parts, shared as if it were a grand feast. Despite their constant struggle, Maria had one unwavering rule: no matter how hard life gets, you must go to school. This rule was her gospel. To make it a reality, she took on any work she could find. She washed clothes for neighbors until her hands were raw, sold fruits by the roadside under the scorching sun, and sewed torn garments late into the night, her eyes heavy with sleep. Her hands grew rough and calloused, her back began to stoop, but her spirit, her fierce determination, remained unbroken. The children saw everything. They were quiet observers of their mother's life. They heard her muffled sobs when she thought they were asleep. They felt her presence as she prayed over them each night, whispering dreams for them that she never had the chance to live herself. And instead of growing resentful of what they lacked, they grew grateful for what they had. Grateful for the single school uniform, washed and pressed every single evening. Grateful for notebooks filled with used pages. And most of all, grateful for a mother who believed in them, even when life gave them every reason not to. Fueled by this gratitude, they poured themselves into their studies. Daniel would read under the faint glow of the streetlight when the power went out. Ruth devoured borrowed library books, always returning them in pristine condition. Samuel woke up at dawn to review his lessons before heading to the market to help his mother. Their dedication did not go unnoticed. "Your children are exceptional," a teacher told Maria one day. Maria offered a polite, humble smile, but when she returned to the solitude of her home that evening, she cried again. This time, however, they were tears of hope. Years flew by. The children consistently excelled, topping their classes and graduating from secondary school with honors. On graduation day, as they stood proudly on the stage to receive their certificates, Maria sat in the crowd, her hands trembling, tears streaming freely down her face. For the first time, she didn't try to hide them. College was the next formidable mountain to climb. It was a journey paved with scholarships, part-time jobs, and countless more sacrifices. Maria continued to work, her body now weaker but her will as strong as ever. She had endured too much to falter now. Then, the day that once seemed like an impossible dream finally arrived. Daniel became an engineer, Ruth became a nurse, Samuel became a teacher. One quiet afternoon, they gathered their mother and asked her to sit down. "Mom," Daniel began, his voice thick with emotion, "today you rest." They moved her into a safe, beautiful house where the roof would never leak. "All of this," she whispered, "for me?" Her 3 children knelt before her, just as she had knelt to pray for them all those years ago. "You believed in us when there was no reason to," Daniel finished, and at that moment, Maria wept openly. Her story teaches us that silent sacrifices often shape the loudest successes. It shows that gratitude in the face of hardship is a foundation for greatness. And sometimes the most magnificent victories are born from the quietest struggles. Thank you for watching this story. If you enjoyed it, please remember to subscribe, share this video with your friends, leave a comment, and like this video. Your support helps us create more stories just like this one. See you in the next video.